Greetings, humans and earthlings, and any animals who might be listening in to the sound of my melodious voice, which they're so attracted to because they're intelligent. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr podcast.
So you see, my patience is growing thin.
Today we have a banger because we have Jim Breuer. Hi, Jim.
How you doing, Roseanne?
I'm good. It's
You
so
look
good to
really,
meet you.
you look amazing.
You're so nice. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Here we are in Florida. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you. I always talk to you on the phone and try my jokes out on you. You are so funny. I don't even know how funny you are because you're just this face thing you go into. I just start cracking up.
Well, I think I was the born looking the way I do was definitely a help. I mean, I look stoned all the time. And then I was a cartoon guy. I think so. You know what? My influence was Richard Pryor.
Me too.
So Richard Pryor he'd say it and he'd act everything out. He was the street storyteller.
Yep.
And he didn't mind put whatever part of life into it, which I loved more about him. He's probably one of the only truthful comedians. I mean, there's a couple of them out there, but he was raw truth. And that's, to me, I guess that's where I kind of got it from. Or where it started
I think I
from.
got mine from him too, because it's like get inside the stereotype and punch out the walls from inside.
Yeah.
That's what I got from watching him.
Yeah.
But I love that we have so much in common with having really, I don't know how to say it gingerly, but really dumbass children. I mean, it's just so great
That was in
to hear you
confidence, I
gripe
think he
about
told
your
you.
kids, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy someone else puts up with this.
Well, listen, so the last couple years, my stand-up went, even before it went in a certain direction, and I hate being labeled. I can't say,
I hate it.
you're right wing. No, I'm not. It's just common sense. I'm saying what I'm seeing. So I'm not emotionally attached to anything. But my kids are, Dad, the last couple years, some of the things you're saying, like what? I don't know, it's a little aggressive, a little offensive. Like what? Well, the gender's a real thing. Yeah, there's a man and a woman. That's not true. So it's that and my words. So my oldest one goes to college, right?
Uh-huh.
And I already knew that was gonna be a disaster. I already knew it was going to be a disaster. And this is before I really knew what college was.
Uh-huh.
And she goes there, and I'll never forget, in my town I lived in, Chester, New Jersey, there was a bunch of guys who have coffee every morning. It's great for years. And there's one transvestite.
Yeah, I remember when there were transvestites.
Transvestites.
Yeah.
A man that dresses like a woman.
Yeah.
Which, hey, that's a lot of work. I don't have a problem. That's a lot of work. That's Halloween every day. That's a lot of work putting into that. So as this person comes in, it's some of it, we're quiet, we snicker, we show respect. And then the story was after, I think the guy's name is Bob, and he dresses like a woman, and he wears his heels and all. He comes in, he orders a muffin the first time I saw him. He's like, can I get a chocolate muffin? Whoa. So I'm telling my daughter this because then I saw him dress as a man dancing with a woman. I'm like, wow, it's really really weird. I saw Bob at an event tonight, and he's a transvestite, and he's not a transvestite. He's transgender, and you can't say transvestite. Like, we just can't say transvestite. That's what it is. No, it's not. It's a transgender and gender. And then she tried to school me that, did you know the natives had transgender men? And then I immediately just stopped my bankroll. So that's it. The check is done. I don't know who's teaching you this, but I just took $30,000 and threw it out the window for you to come home uneducated telling me that Native Americans are transgenders. Well, my professor is part Native. Of course he is. Just like that jackass politician chick that was. Yeah, Elizabeth, just like Elizabeth Warren. Sure, okay.
Sure.
You know,
Pocahontas.
she did the rap. She did the swab once and like, oh, I'm 2% native.
No, it
wasn't
came back.
close.
She was none.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was
really?
no
I think,
percent.
I think Donald Trump had more Native American in him or something.
I think
else
I
did.
have more Native American.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I listen to native flute music, so technically that makes me.
It gets in there. It gets in your DNA when you
Yeah.
hear stuff.
Yeah, so a certain amount of milligrams of an edible and native flute music, I am native.
That's
So-
right. For that moment.
Yeah, but my kids definitely give me a hard time, and there's a little bit of an angry undertone
Yeah.
that comes out once in a while.
Because they're like, oppressor. You're like, oppressor? I pay your fucking bills, you bitch. You dirty little bitch. If I was there, if I was married to you, I'd grab her by the hair and swing her around 3 times. Of course, that kind of says what I've done to my kids. Well, they're all like that. I can't stand it either. I said something to her about the Jews, because we're Jews.
Right?
So I says, how come you're not this and that? And she's like, well, Mother, I really don't care. It's hard for me to care about 1% of the world when 99% of the world is suffering. I go, you dirty bitch, you're out of the well. I am not leaving my money to any communists. I work too hard for communists to take my fucking money.
She wouldn't give the money away though. She's a communist, and then once she gets the trust fund, she's gonna be so such
Now,
a
how old are we
capitalist.
talking here?
She's
50.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, 50.
And still a communist.
Through menopause and everything. Still a leftist commie. Still doing it.
So
Still Bernie, the Bernie bros.
Oh,
I can't do a damn thing.
do they travel?
No.
Have they been to other countries and see what?
I don't think so.
What-
No, I mean, I tried to take my children to give them cultural enrichment by taking them across Europe and stuff, but that one was she was what do you call it when you're coming off meth? She was coming off meth during that whole
Yeah.
trip. I paid $1 million for those
Withdrawals.
brats.
That was a tough trip. with
Oh,
her.
Yeah,
damn.
I
So
almost
she
killed
had-
her ass over there in what's that called? That
We're in-
Spanish island.
We were in
I almost left her and buried her
Morocco.
ass over there in Malaga or whatever it's called. Dumb bitch.
There's the cultural enrichment we got as kids. Traveling the world so we could call it fucking Mar-a-Lago in Spain. No, it was
Malaga?
Morocco you're talking about?
Morocco?
Yeah.
We were actually like near Madrid, I think. Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah.
Wow, so that's it.
yeah.
That's a whole different issue.
Is it?
Wow.
Consider yourself lucky. And she didn't go to college either. I wish I would have sent her to college. Maybe that would have sobered her
No,
ass
she'd
up.
be
So
way worse.
so she has kids too, and then you have the grandkids from her.
Yeah, and I have a granddaughter from her, and the little girl's like, oh, we love Bernie. This was in 2020, whatever it was that they
Yeah, and how
ran.
old was she when she's saying that?
Well,
Like
she was
4?
only 6, and
Yeah,
I
6.
said,
We love Bernie.
but listen what I said. I go, well, you better not love Bernie, because I'll tell you what, he makes me pay so much money that I could be buying used toys with. Bernie takes my money and gives it away to other people. Trump wants me to save my money, and that's why I bought you this dollhouse and this here and this chalet, Barbie chalet, which I have to keep in my bedroom because her husband's a libtard too, and he's like, we can't have plastic in this house. So I have a room there, and it's all full of Barbie chalets because they can't have plastic.
So
But no, I said, Trump wants me to spend my money on you. Bernie does not want me to spend my money on you. So she goes to her mom. She goes, you have to like ketchup, because her mom hates ketchup.
yeah.
She goes, you have to like ketchup if I have to like Bernie.
So my youngest one came home the other day, and she's like, I'm quitting my job. And she works at a country club. Right? I go, what do you? I'm tired of like I'm doing 10 times the work as this guy and that guy, and like we're all making the same money. And then at the end, I have to share all my tips. But I'm working 10 to, I'm like, oh, welcome to socialism, asshole.
Yeah, no shit.
How's that work? Oh, now it sucks. Now Bernie sucks. You work hard, but you make the same as the shithead that's sleeping all day. Wow, what a concept. Let's all share, right?
Isn't that great?
Tell you what, you go out and gather eggs, and you go to each house and gather all that, and when you come back, we all get to eat it. How fun is that? Isn't that great? You dumbass. You know, because you listen to professors, and that's another thing, the word professor.
Yeah.
When you realize the English language is nothing but voodoo, it's just
No shit.
It's voodoo
No shit.
bullshit.
Yes, it is.
You
Nothing
know,
but.
government is a nice word for it. We steal and we enslave you.
That's right.
That's all it is.
That is all it is.
It's a threat to our democracy, which means it's a threat to our power of controlling you.
That's right.
It's a threat to our democracy. I
hate that
when
too.
morons say it's a threat to our democracy.
What do they mean by democracy, though? They
They
mean
don't even know what it means.
they don't even know.
You dumbass.
Our democracy, which means that we have the right to keep you from voting for the guy you want to vote for. That's our democracy. And you're threatening that with your Trumpism.
If you years ago growing up, if you said, "Oh God, this crazy country! Did you hear about this country in Venezuela? What's going on?" Well, the people love this guy Antonio, and everyone loves Antonio. He's selling out arenas. I should save this for tonight. Hey, he's selling
Yeah, do
over
it
here and
tonight.
he's selling this, and then all of a sudden, Charlie won, but everyone hates Charlie. So what did the government do? They arrested Antonio and they threw him in jail. And they're like, wow, that's a crazy third world country. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
We're in it.
Yeah.
And they all but that's the power of the
mafia.
lunacy.
It's the mafia.
It is the mafia.
It's a whole bunch of mafias that joined up together. It's the gay mafia, the Jew mafia, the black mafia, all the socialists. Everything, the Catholic mafia, all of them, the socialist mafia, just trying to rip everybody off and put everybody who goes, wait a minute, in friggin' jail. It's the Nazis joined up with the fucking Stalinists, joined up with the fundamentalists, joined up with the freakazoid baby blood drinking Democrat donor pedophiles, and we're supposed to put up with this shit.
Roseanne,
What?
I just fell in love with you even more.
He's the best, isn't he?
We're not allowed to hang out late at night with discussion. You know how many times growing up, this is another difficult thing I have with my kids, is they don't believe anything. You know, I'll sit there and I'll watch a movie and they're like, Dad, you want to watch this movie? I went, no, because that jackass is in the club.
Yeah.
What club?
Me too, yeah.
I go, oh, come on. You don't, oh, Dad, you really believe that people get ranked in their rear end to become famous? No, I never heard of that.
P. Diddy had nothing to say on that. No, nothing.
By the way, I won't say who told me, but one of my first introductions, and just back to the mafia, I would try to explain. I go, listen, you have to join a mafia. You have to either join the Jew mafia, Jewish mafia. I don't know if Jew is offensive.
We don't give a shit
I
at
don't
this
give a
point.
shit either. Jewish, Italian,
Irish.
gay. You have to join a mafia, or you're not. So let me explain this to you.
Secret societies are what runs everything.
Of course, if you're a construction worker,
Yeah. Union.
and you start getting bigger and bigger, eventually, the big gorilla comes and goes,
Yeah, no shit.
if you really want to get bigger, or whatever mafia they are.
It'd be terrible if you had some kind of accident.
That'd be horrible if you knew shit burnt down. They threatened my mom's father.
Really?
They said they came to the door because he was a contractor in the late 20s, early 30s to throw acid in his eyes.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and then eventually he died young. But that, oh my God, that and I.
They're just fucking crooks. They're
Yes,
just
but
crooks.
that's what's been running everything forever. I remember
Forever.
being on a film, and it was a very obscure film. And when I was sitting there filming it, and I'm looking at Hell's Angels, I'm like, why is there all Hell's Angels here. Like, oh, well, there's just, it's kind of security. Security?
Sir.
That's the best security.
Well, yeah.
Well, technically, yes. But the guy explained to me, he's like, hey, we're at a port. Every port is run by gangs.
Right.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I realized the movie, so many movies and so much of Hollywood and so much are just fronts.
Yeah.
For a whole different shipping and handling and of business that no
Transportation.
Everything.
Cement. Transportation.
Exactly.
Trafficking.
And people can't
Wandering.
wrap their head
Mm-mm.
around that because they're in love with it. They're in love with it.
They're in love with the movies.
Yeah.
They're in love with there's no business like show business.
Wait, I'll do Ethel Merman. There's no business like show business like no business I know.
Pretty good.
I used to want to be her.
What was her name?
Ethel Merman.
Know what she made me? Was she in Mad?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That she was so. That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, I like that.
Ever. Jonathan Winters, that whole crew.
Jonathan Winters. What did you get out of him? Let's go.
I got to meet him once.
Oh, I got to meet him too.
So I was in the Montreal Comedy Festival, and
that was a good festival.
that was a great festival. That was a great festival. I called it the comic slave trading.
Yeah, it is.
So I was like, this guy's worth $100. Who is it, man? Disney, 100 touchdown for $250. NBC for another $3.5 million. Development deal, sold to Castle Rock. Bing, 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 bing. Yeah. Here comes a black guy. No one knows he's going to be a huge star. Him, I got $2 million, $3 million. Sold. 7-picture deal in 7 seasons. Hold him. He can't work. So here's Jim Breuer. He's worth $50,000. $50,000? What the fuck just happened? The guy got 30. So with I went. So what was that? There was one hotel where we'd all be in. I forget whatever it was. Right, it was in that hotel, and I'd go there, and I would get struck by the older guys. Shit, I think Brenner was in there.
Oh, David!
Yeah, I think it was David Brenner, and Jonathan Winters.
Oh, what a night!
And there was someone else, and they were having breakfast.
Wow!
And I stood there, I'm staring at them like, like there's a polar bear. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna pretend I'm hanging out outside. And so it's me, I think Chappelle, and maybe 2 other guys. And we waited patiently, and then when he started coming out, I went out like a little kid, like, Mr. Winters, I just got it. And I'll never forget. He's like, "Where you from, kid?" I went, New York. And he went off.
Did all the bits, yeah.
On a 15-minute tangent.
Oh, how awesome.
And a crowd started. He's like, no, when you're on the train, you got the Latinos. And the black, hey, man, you did fucking. And he was a Jewish guy. He would do every single ethnic group, what they're saying on the train. I just sat there like this. And when it was over, he goes, nice to meet you, kid. And there was a crowd around him. And I went, wow, that was one of my all-time favorite moments ever. Seeing like a comedy legend and god.
Genius.
In my opinion. Yeah.
Remember he had that show and they just put him in a room with props and he'd like go and become a character.
I remember as a little kid watching that.
Yeah.
And
Robin Williams, I met him with Robin.
Oh, wow.
And the both of them was there,
That's exhausting.
It was exhausting, but it was like, wow, it's father, son. And they thought of each other like that, father and son. Comedic.
Yes.
Father and son. But astounding.
You can see that Robin, I didn't realize Robin influence was him until I met him. Like, oh, wow. That's, because Jonathan would be like, he can do that. Like, oh, wow, it's Mork. It's Mork.
Yeah.
Like, it was, so you could see those two. Yeah, brilliant stuff.
I had that in my act where I go, I am now going to do a tribute to my favorite comics by doing their material. Some people would say this is stealing, but my lawyer assures me it is. I can call it a tribute.
That's actually, I always years ago we did
But then I would do their material.
and they do well. Well, I thought of I just started talking about this too. I always wanted to do this with comics, and we did it. We did it on a radio show, and then I wanted to do it more and more. How rock bands do comedy, how they do covers.
Right. That's what I think should happen.
Comedy.
Because their jokes are they're just nobody knows them. The greatest jokes ever.
Yes.
We should be saying, here's a tribute.
Right? Exactly. And what we did, oh my God, you would have loved this. So what we did is we would put it at airlines, and we'd have a panel. We're like, all right, who
I love this.
And we were just friends. Like if me and you were hanging out, we're drinking, we're like, okay, so who are you doing? One guy did Woody Allen. I never knew the moose bit.
Oh my God, you didn't know the moose bit?
I didn't know the moose bit.
Oh,
it was
my
this guy,
God.
Ben Bailey, and he went up, he murdered doing this bit. And then it would turn into, at the time, I think Bush was the president. The guy went up and did George Bush, and he did 10 minutes of Stephen Wright jokes as George Bush. It just
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
murdered. And,
Wow.
and I keep going like, why aren't we doing this now? Like, why don't we have fun putting something like that together? And you can get actors in there, whatever. Anyway, I always think, and that was a friend of mine, Pete Corielli. And we're like, yeah, I just reached out to him again. Like, why not do that again?
I would
Will
love
you
to
have a
be
blast
part
doing
of
that?
doing that. The one time I saw at New York, I can't remember what the club name, Catch a Rising Star.
Yeah.
And there was Gilbert Gottfried, and everybody was late at night, so everybody was shit-faced and stoned. And so Gilbert was always so scary funny. And he goes up and he's doing, he starts doing Roy Cohn. Did you ever see him do Roy Cohn?
No.
The crooked friggin' gay guy that helped the McCarthy thing happen
No.
by implicating gays when he himself
Yeah.
was secretly gay and communist the whole turn. Of course, now he looks like a hero that saw the commie threat way before we did.
Exactly.
But Gilbert would do Roy Cohn jokes, and he would become Roy Cohn, and it was so offensively hilarious. There's nothing I've ever seen in my life that compared to that.
So the 40-year SNL reunion, I sat next to Gilbert, right?
Oh,
So me and Gilbert,
I should have gone to that. I didn't get the invite till it was over. I got that fucking invite because I never read my mail. And I found the invite after the son of a bitch was over, and I would have really liked going to that.
well, it was
Anyway.
no, well, it was an amazing event and all that, but it was funny when we first got there. They were like, your wife's not, like, it's only you. Your wife's not invited. So I have my wife there. And she's like, but she can wait for the party like 4 hours from now. And I went, oh, okay. And we went in through another door, and they had tape on all the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I just,
Tore the tape off.
I took the fucking tape off. And I'm like, you sit there and just be cool. And I think it was Father Guiducci.
Guido?
Yeah. I
Father
think he
Guiducci.
was supposed to sit there, and he came over. He's like, I don't know. Fuck, I think you're over there. But Gilbert's sitting next to me, and we're in the back. We're cast members. I didn't even know Gilbert was a cast member.
I didn't either.
I didn't either.
I had no clue. He
Yeah.
was on there probably for a blip.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people that were not cast members that were towards the front, which I get. You want to show television, but Gilbert.
Yeah, the people the producers are fucking.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the best part was Gilbert, as each guy comes in, he'd go, Al Sharpton is in the third row and we're in the last. Al Sharpton. Then he gets like, it was one after the other. I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. And I forgot the show. And it was like a gay guy, and they live with a chick and whatever. And he'd go, The gay guy from the NBC show that no one knows his name is in the second row, and me and Breuer are in the back. Dude, he went on everyone that came in the room. He's like, that's the B actor from the movie that nobody saw. And we're in the back row. Chevy Chase is nowhere to be found. But Al Sharpton is in this. Al Roker is now sitting in the front next to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Did you see what he did? You know, Lorne. Talk about Lorne.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Lorne, don't we? We love him.
I never had an issue with Lorne.
Okay, good. I'm glad because Lorne's Lorne. He's a generation or two
Yes.
idol, but he does weird shit. Like the other night, now they're all talking. He had a Palestine comic host.
What?
He had a Palestinian
On SNL?
Yeah,
Last week, I guess, yeah.
and go free Palestine,
In New York.
and the Jewish audience, because it's Lorne Michaels, they'll go like this: free Palestine. Yes, kill all the Jews. Let's kill all the Jews. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for bringing it up, Lauren. It was true. It's like, okay, America is gone. They've killed America. It was so shocking. I don't even fucking know. It's just so shocking.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm so tapped out. I don't watch
Yeah.
any TV. I don't watch movies unless I'm on a long flight.
Yeah.
The last I was blown away was Shane Gillis hosting, which I thought was hilarious since they kicked him off
Right.
before he was even on. And
Right.
by the way, Shane had the funniest sketch going on. One of my friends was like, you ever see this guy? And it was right when
he's
he got
great.
fired. He had the funniest sketch of being a fireman. And he was a secret lover of Trump. And the more wasted he got.
Oh, he did it on YouTube, I think, later.
Yes.
Right? I did see it, yeah.
Dude, I was like, this guy's brilliant.
Yeah.
This guy's brilliant.
That's why they went
So
after
that
him.
I was taken back. I'm like, they're bringing Shane on?
Yeah.
The guy
Yeah.
they kicked off because he wasn't politically
Right.
correct.
Yeah.
So and then last week they had a Palestinian
comic.
comedian.
Yeah.
Is he
That nobody's
popular or
ever
just
heard of.
because he's from
No,
Palestine?
it's
Just
just,
'cause,
you know.
It's an agenda.
And he
it's
hosted?
yeah.
I don't.
And going like,
I don't know.
See, this is when I'm like,
was he hosting?
I only heard
I
about
heard
this
he
from you.
was
I don't watch
hosting.
TV either. I don't
But
know.
anyways, he goes,
Who knows?
I just want to take this opportunity to say, this is enough of this. Free. He didn't cry, but it was on the verge. We must, here at NBC, we must free Palestine.
They got the
And
orders.
the audience is like, we're all Jews, but you know what? We've got
the audience
to,
is like,
we've
is he
got
saying?
we've got to free Palestine from our own family, and he's right. We deserve to die. Let's kill our own family because we're Jews, and we cannot live because we're bothering people.
Never stopped us before. I'll tell you that.
We cannot be allowed to bother people. It just makes me sick.
are they cutting to Lorne during this?
No,
We didn't watch it.
he's-
You didn't
we
watch
just saw
it.
the
did you?
clip,
Yeah.
and I was shocked because I'm like, look what they're doing to American kids, and they're doing it on campus,
Yeah. Oh, they're
going
doing
like,
it.
you know, hey,
Do you think? See, then I think I totally think we're at war.
we're in a big
But-
old war.
But they're not killing us with the guns and all that.
No.
They're just hitting us at every angle, but
Every
we're
angle.
so
Subversive.
dumb as a rock. Just
Dumb as a
going,
rock.
yeah, this train came off the rails again. Whoops!
Yeah.
Weird.
And
That's
two-
like the fifth in the last 6 months. Yeah, the river's got poison. Isn't that weird? It's fucking weird.
and
Holy shit, they just destroyed all these eggs and they got some fucking disease.
TWC. one of our favorite sponsors, because
Yes, definitely.
they do damn good work. They're getting medicine to people that need medicine. That's what we want to be a part of.
Isn't it great? Americans are waking up now, and everybody understands now more than ever that we've got to have. You're doing good if you've got these life-saving medications on hand, you know, because they aren't just remedies; they're lifelines for the next time. Mental lifelines. You know it. You're going to have it, right? Because there's going to be a next time.
Yeah,
And
Contagion X, right? That's the one that's coming.
that's what they're saying.
I'm ready
And
for
the
it all.
wellness company's contagion emergency kit has got you covered. The only one of its kind, this prescription emergency kit provides you with a carefully selected assortment of effective medications for COVID-19
Yeah.
and other respiratory illnesses.
Yeah, it's not just COVID. A lot of people think we're pushing just this COVID thing.
Yeah.
It's just a medical kit for all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
Let's
for
get that
all
out there.
kinds of respiratory illnesses, or like that's the bad one. Here's what you get: ivermectin, I've been practicing the hydroxychloroquine.
Nice.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Let's see if you can get this last one. Buddhist temperature.
And that's HCQ, Z-Pack, and you get Buddha Sunade.
You did it.
Cyanide.
Damn,
Buddha Sunade.
You've been practicing.
Nide.
I'm
Buddha
impressed.
Sunide. And you get a nebulizer along with it, so you can rest easy knowing you've got emergency meds on hand, along with a guidebook to know how to use them correctly. And it's backed by research and endorsed by experts like Dr. Peter McCullough,
We love him.
and we also love Dr. Harvey Reish.
Yep. Doctors that actually practice medicine.
Yeah, and they actually cared about human life.
Yeah, they want to save their patients. They're crazy.
The wellness company's contagious emergency kit is a must-have. Avoid the chaos, wait times, and price of a hospital, and have exactly what you need for as low as the cost of a single doctor visit. Go to twc.health/RB and grab your Contagion Emergency Kit. Do it right now. That's twc.health/RB. And if you use the code RB, you will save $30 at checkout.
When you were in Hawaii, me and Hannah were forced to fend for ourselves with food.
How'd that go for you?
It was tough because, Hannah's like fucking 8 months pregnant. It's just tough to get her to do anything. She just sits there and just like a roly-poly and burps all day. And
Poor thing.
I know, and I'm not going to cook. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's her job, right? So, we've been doing these ads for Home Chef, and we did a meal prep a while ago. And I was like, you know what? I called them up, and I was like, hey, you owe us a couple meals. We want to do more ads. And I said, of course, we love you. So I actually took care of a couple meals for Hannah, and it's pretty easy. You
made it yourself?
Yeah, it's
with what they brought. They bring you all the stuff.
You open this box, and it's all the ingredients. They're good ingredients. It's not like canned shit. It's like actual real food.
Yeah.
And then it's like this big, you'd have to be an idiot not to be able to do it. And it shows you in big pictures. Even me, I was like, oh, I just put this much, and I didn't have to measure. It's all pre-measured. I put it in. It's like shake the skillet, this, but, and I cooked really nice meals. In fact, I really want you to try that. What is it? The blackened
salmon.
That one. That I told you about it. That was amazing.
Yeah.
No,
you
it was
were
like
telling
restaurant
me that
quality.
was really
So anyway.
great. So, whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-proportioned ingredients and easy instructions, like if you have a son like Jake,
that's one
or speedy recipes ready in less than 30 minutes, which I love that. Oven-ready kits with pre-chopped ingredients. That's really cool because the chopping is what's tedious.
Best part. That is the best part. You don't have to do any of that shit.
That's so great. Or quick microwave meals that assemble in minutes, which is great.
I can do that.
Home Chef has you and the entire family covered for delicious meals without all the hassle and chopping and cutting yourself.
I don't want to do that. Screaming,
getting the Band-Aid. You'll skip all of that. It's good. Especially if you're old and you can't see that clearly anymore. This is for you. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals.
Wow.
Plus free shipping on your first box and free dessert for life at homechef.com/Roseanne. That's homechef.com/Roseanne for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. That's a heck of a deal. homechef.com/Roseanne. You must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert. So don't go over there thinking you're just going to get your free dessert if you're not an active subscriber, all you fat people.
Which is mostly our audience. And by the way, they called me and they said they're not going to offer you free dessert for life because that was based off a normal person's dessert intake. And after a month with you, they said, we can't. We'll go out of
They'll
business.
go broke.
You can't do 7 desserts a meal.
Crazy. And they made farming illegal.
Holy
in
shit!
the Midwest.
A ship.
And now a ship's taking out bridges because they
The power. The power went out. Are there people? All I imagine is donkey
They
ears.
couldn't count the boats because the sewer backed up over there, and what happened where they
The
couldn't
toilet.
count the boats? The toilets backed up in Georgia.
There's
They
a running
couldn't
toilet.
count the boats.
We can't count the votes because there was the. There was water started coming out of the main, and it was dangerous, so we couldn't do the votes.
Oh, that's my new favorite.
Wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. I love this one. Well, the ship lost power, and then the black box just went blank, but nothing to see here. How fucking stupid is society?
How about that they're watching them bring in non-American, because Tucker just said this and I was so happy.
Oh, this is the greatest too.
They're watching them bring in non-Americans to vote for the leaders of America. How crazy, crooked, evil is that?
It's
People who hate America.
Yeah.
It's a full blood. Now, I heard some heavy shit too, and I don't know if it's true.
What?
I don't know if it's true. I gotta turn you on this guy.
Oh.
I don't know who the guy is. I'm terrible with names, but I
Yeah.
saw he gives these lectures, and it was it was a couple of years ago, and I wish I knew his name. But he was explaining our birth certificates.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Ye-
David, David S. David, I know
So
who you
also
mean.
talking about like JFK Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta make sure it's true and let everyone check it out. I believe he said the UN in the United States does not know this. The UN owns, I want to say, most of our border.
Yeah.
I've never heard that, but I wouldn't.
I've never
surprise
heard
me.
that in my
Yeah.
life either. But also, a lot of Americans don't know Washington, D.C. is not America.
Right.
That's right.
So
It's a foreign power.
it's a foreign power.
Right.
So he's said, and
Yeah.
I don't want to put it out there.
Oh,
but
we put everything out on this.
that's
podcast.
the
We don't
thing. I was
care.
like, what? How do we not know this? How do
Right.
we not know that the UN? So then, then you go into the theories. I hate the word conspiracy theory because that was created to make
By
you
the
stop
CIA.
thinking.
Right.
Make
When
you stop
anything
thinking.
got too close to real, they said that.
Correct. And there's certain talk show people out there that really drive me fucking nuts
Oh,
because
yeah.
you get too close and he's like, no matter, this is their game always. Well, it ain't like Trump. He's a liar, and he's a liar, and he should be in jail. What has that got to do with the well, at least it wasn't Trump. Tell you that guy's dead. How is he not getting humped from behind in a prison?
That's it exactly for everything.
That's their go-to at everything. They
Yeah.
don't have a go-to. That's
No.
their go-to for everything. So let me ask you about the situation with kicking schools, children out, and you're putting migrants, and now they're allowed to have guns and become police officers. Well, I'll tell you what. All I know is that Trump's a liar, and he's a Nazi. He hates Jews and blacks, and he's a murderer. What the fuck just happened? What does that got to do with? It's
That's their go-to, and it works. It works on less and less people all the time.
I think,
But that's their
that-
base. Their
yeah,
base is that
I think it's
mafia.
ending quickly.
I
It's
hope so.
starting
I hope
to.
so.
I hope
think
so.
that honestly, I think this. What you said, like the SNL, I think that's starting to. I feel like you have to wake up certain societies.
Right.
Mhm.
And certain societies and ethnic groups
Yeah.
always were stick in the same group. We vote this way.
Yeah, always.
We don't care if the Antichrist comes in and urinates on a blind
not
girl in
Trump.
public. He's a Democrat, and that's what we vote for.
Right.
Or he's a Republican. That's what we do. But this is the first time I've seen
Yeah.
each group going, hey.
We might actually have to do some investigation as per what they stand for instead of what they look like.
I learned something a long time ago, which really blew my first real introduction to show business, which was the greatest. It really was. It was the greatest. It was a all black show, and it was filmed in Harlem. It was called the Uptown Comedy Club. It was two guys.
I remember that.
But I thought this is the way Hollywood was. These two guys, it was Kevin Brown and Andre Brown, they would sit us all down and they would talk like morals, spiritual, looking
Wow.
after each other. And I thought that was like, I fucking love show business. And I won't say which one, but I remember first hearing from a couple people there, hey, did you we went to Hollywood and did you know so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so? They were chicken hawking. I said, what the, what?
Mm.
They all laughed and I didn't know what
Yeah.
chicken hawking was.
What is that?
That is
Young
when,
boys,
and they dress them up like girls.
Ah.
Right, so transvestites.
Hoochie boys.
Correct.
Right.
And the three big names, they're big names. And one is still out there and he owns, because he's worth $1 billion. He
Mhm.
owns teams and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't realize 2 years, I'm like, oh shit. And then another guy started telling me about Puff Daddy
Mhm.
and J-Lo. He's like, J-Lo's gay. And this one's gay. And he's like the gay mafia. And this is all just a thing. And then you got to go to, I was like, you guys are, what are you talking about? And they're like, this is the way you get it shit. And you got to do this. And then I'm like, what are you talking about? And that was that was my first introduction. I didn't believe any of it because it's too shocking. It's too shocking because we grew up with the persona of, and it's not just show business.
It's everything.
It's everything.
I knew it because I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Mm.
So it wasn't no surprise to me because all I seen was gay couples married to the opposite sex.
And
That's
children.
all Utah is. It's like the husband is an interior decorator and the wife weighs 400 pounds and runs the house. Every family.
Right.
And I just knew.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they marry up to raise
Oh.
children and have a family, but they all go someplace with their friends all the time.
Wow.
That's how it is. And so I always saw the world that way. Plus, I have 2 gay siblings, so I really knew it was true.
Right.
Because my sister was going out with Mormon housewives and my brother was going out with their husbands. So I knew it. Everything is just,
It's
all false.
it's a facade.
Yeah.
Everything's a show.
Everything's just false.
So then
Because they don't feel safe to be who they are. And then once you do them a favor and let them be who they are, and I'm not just talking about gays, I'm talking about anybody who has a secret or living a double life. That's the last thing you want. Is to let them be their true self. I'm telling the truth.
No, you're right. It's
Yeah.
just, it's like,
Chains are off.
then they go batshit crazy.
Because they don't know how to handle acceptance and love. They've grown up knowing I got to hide, I got to fake. And then it's, that's a horrible way to come up. And I know because I
Correct.
came up like that too. And then all of a sudden they love you. You go nuts. That's what happened to me. I'm like, what? I got all these millions of people watching my show and everywhere I go, they love me. I'm like, how in the fuck am I supposed to do this when I hate myself? And I just became funny because I hate myself because my whole family hates me. Now everybody loves me. What the fuck? I guess I better go shopping. So I had, first time I got paid, I went out and bought 16 dining room sets.
Mhm.
Just going nuts.
Yeah.
Just going, batshit crazy. Why? I mean, that is that's what happens.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young. How old were you when that show?
30.
I saw you
I was
on.
34.
So when was the Dangerfield special the major launch?
Well, it all happened at once. It was the Dangerfield thing, the George Slaughter special about funny women stand-ups,
Yes.
but the Tonight Show is the big one. On the Tonight Show, because I was the first woman in 8 years. And so the Tonight Show led to the Dangerfield thing, led to the George Slaughter thing, and they all happened within 2 months.
Wow.
It was like bing, bing, bing. And then when I was on the Tonight Show the first night, Julio Iglesias was on there, and he asked me to open for his 18-city tour. My first Tonight Show.
Wow.
I was like, 18 weeks? That means my husband can quit his job and we can move to, move my kids out and get a house in Hollywood. And
So it happened extremely fast.
yeah, and I wasn't prepared for none of it.
No one is.
No.
No one
Nobody is.
And people don't understand that either. And it doesn't even have to be show, but I try to explain to people, you know what it's like growing up and you go, oh my God, I love this musician. And this is my favorite actor in the world. And then in a snap of a finger, your favorite musician is like, hey, you want to hang out? What?
I know.
Hey, hey, you're allowed in this club. What?
Yeah.
Me? I'm still driving a Honda Insight. What's going on here? Or whatever. Like people don't understand the power of vanity. Vanity's a monster. And
but did you ever really trust it? I never trusted because I was like, I knew, because I did talk to other people that were famous, more famous than me about it. It's like, I say, well, did you trust it when they bring you in? And most of them, real famous too, would say, no, I never trusted it. I never thought I belonged there. Always knew I was an imposter that didn't really belong there. Even like these really, really big time folk, Academy Award winners and shit, they still feel that. And that's how I felt. I always felt they was going to turn on me any minute. And of course they did.
Yeah, then they did.
And it was true.
Big time, yeah.
But I never felt I belonged. But then you'd see these people that are half whacked and have not a lot of talent. They feel happier than the motherfucker. They belong. They don't have no self-doubt. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
I love you.
Yes. And again, that's sort of I think that's part of like anyone who doesn't work. They just show up at the construction site and like, you're the foreman. Of course I'm the foreman. They don't know, but they're being set up.
That's true.
They're being set up for the great fall. They don't know they're just being, the vultures are on them just so. How many more we got in the stockpile? Great, I'm done with this one. What happened to me?
It's fucking true.
I know. I've seen it a billion times. And the only thing I can thank God for is the way I grew up. I grew up extremely blue collar, one for all for one.
Yeah, that's the majority of it, ain't it?
Correct. Everyone looked after each other, and we didn't care. The Jew was there. Yeah. The Guinea was there. Yeah. Not the Indian. The fucking Indians were there. There was the fucking Colombians were over there. But we all, when shit was going down, we all looked after each other. We all looked after each other.
Well, we all went to the cookouts and were nice.
Correct.
Then you went back home. That fucking
idiot.
This
fucking Jew fucking. Of course you didn't bring that because he's cheap. He's a fucking Jew. He doesn't do shit. And the fucking Indians, Jesus Christ, wash your feet once in a while, for Christ's sake. I was like, what? Do they know that smell is disgusting? That's fucking. And Latinos, they play. Are they ever unhappy with the fucking music? Jesus Christ. Fucking. Was there 40 of them in there? Oh. It was. Yeah, my street was hilarious.
Mine was too. As a real inner city, we had a lot of black people too, which always was fun. And my mom used to get mad at me because we would do each other's makeup, me and the black girls. She goes, that makeup is way too dark for your face.
You were doing blackface. You didn't even know it.
See, now I grew up in extremely high racial tension. Like at the end of the street was all black,
Mhm.
and we were all white. And I didn't really lose my views. And, that's the way you're taught. Like any black guy, like, oh, hide your shit. He's going to rape and kill you. Get it? Hide everybody. He's walking down the street. Jesus Christ, he wants trouble. He's got a gun. He's black. You see them on the news, don't you? Here's another black guy. Fucking monsters. So if you saw one, you're like, oh, shit. And then not until, and then this is what blows my mind, to go from that to now I'm in Harlem every day, and my whole life, everything, my whole perspective of everything changed.
Mhm.
And that was also that was also something I learned when I went back to my town that I grew up in. Because you want my
Right.
peacock feathers. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you know, but I'm on television now. And I'm making a lot of money, but I am on television now. And I went into the local pub with my peacock feathers. And I'm like, can you turn on the channel that I'm on right now? You still doing sanitation? Of course you are. Right? And there was a guy from the high school that I always looked up to, and he was like, what's it like working for them? It was the beginning of my growth in life. I'm like, oh my God, so much is just taught. And I'd be like, no, you don't understand. That guy there, he's one of my best friends. And he looked at me, he goes, oh, you got to say that, huh? And I realized at that moment, it wasn't a race thing. It was just a society thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's taught
Right.
a certain thing.
Tribalism. It's
Yeah,
natural.
man.
Well, they want us in
Freaks
our
me
little
out.
pens. They want us to stay in our little pens. I call it human veal. They
You-
want us in our little pens so they can slaughter us when it's time, and we'll go against each other. They don't have to do nothing.
Which
It's just awful, but it's just like divide and conquer. It's the oldest thing in the world.
it's the oldest thing in the world. And then I got into I go into. I remember we were touring years ago. We were on the bus, and we'd always watch Bob Marley. And there was a lot of pot involved too, but we'd watch Bob Marley, and he would say shit now that I think about. I remember him saying things like, "All governments are illegal."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Goes, learn the word government, what it means. Why so long people take care of each other, villages, we look after each other, one for all. Why you need government? For what? So they could send your child to go kill somebody?
That is exactly it.
And I was like, oh, they're going to kill. No wonder they fucking killed that guy.
Yeah. They
Like,
didn't
dude,
last
we've
long.
got a threat. We got a glitch. This some bitch is starting to get to the white people, and we got an issue.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Peace and love. Talking about, I got it. Didn't work. Jesus Christ, give him cancer or something.
The guy that gave him cancer confessed on his deathbed that he did it.
No kidding.
He said he put the shot in the shoe and said, here's some custom boots
Of course.
we had made for you. And he tried it on and he felt a prick in his toe. And it was the cancer stuff.
Yeah,
the shot.
Who was it? What was it like? Did you get to know Kinnison at all?
Yeah.
See,
pretty good.
I would learn. Is it him? Where he's like, I have a dream. I have a fucking head wound.
Yeah.
All we are saying is, shut the fucking. He's another one. Like, he was a big influence too.
Yeah. On generations.
Yes.
So great.
Yeah. I thought he
He burnt bright and blew out fast.
Yes, he's another
Didn't he?
one. So when you blow up like that, and I think I don't know him how you did or
Tortured.
yeah. So to go from, again, like you said, and all of a sudden you're in
Yeah.
everyone thinks you're the greatest thing in the world.
Now what are you going to do for jokes?
People
like you.
like you.
You're
now.
not going to come up. Who you going to fight? You're a millionaire.
Right.
Who are you going to fight now? You're not going to fight them people. You're not even in that thing anymore. It takes a lot of shit to find your funny again. And I felt like he was like, I'm out of funny. See ya.
Probably. He was probably like, I said everything I had to say or did everything I had to do. And then you hit that mark and boom, blow up. I saw him in Tampa and it was like going to a Metallica concert.
Mm-hmm.
I've never
Yeah.
been,
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen such madness. But his opener at that time was a monster. It was Carla Bow.
Carl just
I
died,
know. That was a tragic story.
right?
I don't know if you know the deep
I
tragic.
do. It's so horrific.
Yeah, it's a bad story.
Huh?
We don't have to go there. It's a bad
No,
story.
we don't have to.
Nah,
It's
it's
a bad, bad
Well,
story.
now I want to know, but you can tell me
I'll
off.
tell
We'll
you
talk
later.
off air.
Well, I saw they was doing weird shit over there.
Correct.
Comedy Store. They was doing some weird shit.
There was some weird shit going on
Weird
there.
shit going on.
Shit.
Weird shit.
But
I
no-
did see. Did you hang out at the Comedy Store at all?
Never.
Oh.
The only time, because I was a New York guy,
Oh yeah, I
and
forget.
LA freaked me out. LA weirded me out. I didn't know how to explain it. Every time I go out there, it was just a weird.
It's in the air. I can't
Yeah,
stand it.
you ever go to Arizona?
Mm-hmm.
When I go to Arizona, like I get a weird, incredible, good feeling, like
Oh.
a peaceful feeling.
Yeah, I get that in Texas.
When I go to LA, I'm like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
I'm waiting for people just like, hi, I'm waiting for a lizard tongue. Whoa.
Body snatchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that, right? You saw the tongue come out? No, I didn't see nothing. So it was a little too weird for me. I had some shows being developed, and then I spent time out there. And me and Chappelle at that time were very close, and me and him would talk shit for hours. And I thought he was way, way too far into it, but what he was saying was right on target too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why he left for a while, didn't he?
He's deep.
Yeah. At least that's what I was.
Well-
I don't know if that's true, but
I know shit about.
I know a contract dispute happened.
I'm
he
gonna
was in.
beat the shit
I could
out
say-
of
like in
him.
Africa
If I
or
ever
something.
run into him, I will give him a very slight, quick slap right upside the head.
Was that?
It won't hurt,
Was that?
but it just needs a little reconfiguring there.
My mother's a very proud Jewish woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
that
said
colors
some
her.
things that he don't understand why he's saying, but he just needs some reconfiguration. You know where their eyeballs go like this, then they're reconfigured. I do that a lot to help people, especially black people nowadays, because they're really lying to them. They're really lying to them, and it really upsets me.
You didn't like that he said the Jews.
I don't like that he said the Jews.
That's
That
a one
pissed
group.
me off about Chappelle.
I didn't hear
You
it.
can't
So
say
tell me.
the, because I can't say, the blacks.
That's
you don't,
true.
You just don't go, the Italians. I'll tell you what, you say.
And
you
lump them all together.
Yeah, there's more than one kind.
Correct.
You don't go, the Jews. Now it's just bigotry.
Yeah.
You got to go, there's bad and good and everything.
There is bad and good in everything. In
You
everything
can't
and
just say
everything.
all of them are one way.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
For fuck's sake, I'll slap him.
I think
real
that's
light.
Well, I
Slap at
haven't
work.
spoke to him.
Just like this. Dave,
Well,
You guys
you
don't.
could do a little
don't speak.
harder.
I probably
I
could.
think you got a little harder there. But I think
What happened between you two? Did you fall out? Or did you just go different ways?
no. We I think different ways, but I'll put something out there that I don't know if when we were filming we were filming a movie, and he also had a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
From HBO and or not HBO, Comedy Central and all
Comedy
this shit,
Central,
right?
the worst bunch of people on earth.
Horrid.
Mhm.
He then, while he was on the show, when it was blowing up, and we remember the Aspen Comedy Festival? I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember.
that was fun. I did that too.
He came there, and he was freaked out.
Yeah.
I said, "What's going on?" And all I could say is he was visited.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what I
shit.
think too.
And when he told me who visited him, my heart stops for a second. I'm
shit.
like, get the fuck. And I'll never forget. He went, "You believe me, right? You believe me, Jim, right?" And I could. He's like, they came to me,
Hmm.
and he said the names. I'm like, get the fuck. And what happened? And then all of a sudden, he went to Africa.
Yeah, that's what I remember happening. But they never really said what happened. Was he threatened? I mean, I don't know how much you want.
I don't have.
You can't say.
That's none of my business.
Okay.
But I know for a fact
He was corrected.
he said correct.
Yeah.
He was, hey, by whoever it was.
Mhm.
Hey,
I won't ask.
we need to have a conversation. Would you like some of your own coffee in your house? What? Yeah, like that heavy shit. And that's the first time, I would. It's, and so when I saw him come back, there was a lot less communication. And maybe he just, maybe he just grows, whatever. But I can honestly say, and maybe I'm crazy and I am crazy for saying this.
Mhm.
When I saw him completely come back, I really questioned if that was him.
Yeah, I know, right? I think that's.
And I know that's really crazy.
I think those same things. Yeah.
I know that's crazy.
Well, it's no crazier than that. The trains are going off the rails.
I tell you what, these fucking boats are running into bridges. Son of a bitch, the goddamn fucking electricity went out, and let me get you know what? The black box don't work. Son of a bitch, it's been working for years and years, and all of a sudden this fucker went out of business. So we don't know what happened. All we know is the fucking ship. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, aliens in the mall.
Can we go to aliens? Okay, let's go to aliens in Miami, walking around the mall. Come on, Roger. Can we get another bombing somewhere?
Yeah, no
terrorist
shit.
threat over here.
No shit. No shit. But do you think that they clone? I mean, I won't be surprised if they clone.
I
if
hear
they
the
clone
cloning.
people.
Or a chip. It could be him, but
Yeah,
controlled.
they could have chipped some. I mean, maybe they take somebody away because you see that boot on him. You see him with that boot.
Dave had the boot?
No, I never seen Dave.
Yes,
with
I've
the
seen
boot.
the boots.
The boot. They
How
got
did
the
so many
boot on
people-
one. I don't know. But then they come back and they're like better. They're nicer or more easygoing. Which reminds me, when I was in the nut house, this is way too long of a story. I got to think.
I love this. I know you
No,
were in
any
the nut
story
house.
that starts with when I was in that house
in
is
so
gonna be
many
good.
nut house, but my premier nut house experience,
Okay.
I was 16, and yeah,
16?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
That's
got hit by a car and it went in my head, and I got a tragic head
Traumatic
injury.
brain injury.
Yeah, and
why you were
concussion,
liberal.
brain concussion, blah blah. Well, when I woke up, I was angry. No, I wasn't angry. I was not my regular self. So it's just a long story. So I wasn't how they thought I should be. So anyway, they go, she's mental. My parents, she's mental.
Wow.
But so I went in there and we had this girl in there and her name was Debbie, and I don't know what was wrong with her, some kind of something, but she'd walk really slow. Like it'd take her an hour to walk from here to that wall. She'd go like this,
Oh, shit.
walk really slow. And that lasted about half a year. And then, because I was in there for a year, and then they took her away. She started screaming one day. She starts screaming and then start walking really fast back and forth, like 20 times faster than she'd ever been moving. So they took her away to the factory, wherever they reconfigure you, and brought her back, and she's walking slow again.
Oh.
And that was in the 60s.
You're a kid.
Yeah, so
And
I
that's
saw.
that's an age that's really vulnerable and
Oh, they was giving the electric shocks to other kids and
like a one
taking
flew
their
over the cuckoo's
brains
nest.
out. Yeah, taking their fucking brain out and all shit like
That
that.
era.
Hmm?
It's that era of Cuckoo's Nest, right?
Yeah, but so I don't doubt nothing they can do.
I don't either, and I think it.
Once you get
it's very
warned-
frustrating that people don't understand the boogeyman exists.
They don't know the devil's
They
alive.
don't know the devil is everywhere. The devil dresses up as the military. The devil dresses up as someone you love. The devil dresses up in the government. The devil
the
dresses up
minister,
as your
a
favorite.
rabbi, an
everybody.
imam.
They're everywhere. Where do the
Valerie
demons
Jarrett.
go? They go where they can feast the most.
That's
where the
right.
child molesters go, they go where the
Where
children are.
Right,
And
exactly.
they wean their way in.
Because they don't think like us, do they? They're all like, where can I feed?
Correct.
They're vampires.
They're vampires
And werewolves.
and werewolves. Joe Rogan said that one time to me. He's like, I'm like, I never really thought of it like that, but you're right. They're fucking vampires and werewolves.
They're
And
not human like us.
They're
Because
not.
we want the best for everybody's kids.
Correct.
They don't.
You know, I had and I'm sure you've had some whack jobs in your life.
Few of them.
Huh? Yeah,
A few.
exactly. So I've had one. I'm dealing with one now. It's a whole court thing. It's a whole different. But there was one that was really. It was a little spooky, and I remember dealing with the police and the detectives, and I just couldn't wrap. I always try to find the rationale. Like maybe they were abused. Maybe something happened. Maybe why did they think this way? And the detective was like, Jim, don't try to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
These people are wired completely differently.
Yeah.
You'll go crazy trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just believe they're crazy and they're evil. It's
That's right.
that simple.
It is that simple.
And they see it. They understand it. They know how they, and I don't think society understands that exist.
They don't understand predators.
They don't understand predators and
Do
how
they?
and how good they are at sniffing out prey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most innocent prey.
Mhm.
Because in my
That
opinion,
nobody will believe.
correct. In my opinion, we're all really innocent. We're innocent. Human beings are really good. So I
think so too.
I know so. I travel to Africa. I travel to places where there's tribes so I can just watch basic life again.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow.
I get it. Mm-hmm.
They look after each other. Oh my God. No one's got blue hair here. Oh, no one's confused.
Right.
No one, wow, they look after each other. Okay, a mom is a mom. A female is running the crew here. It's simple. The way life is, the circle of life, and everything has a meaning.
Yeah.
This whole society is a made up society. It's made up. Everything's fucking made up. The house is made up. Our shoes are made up. It's all fucking made up.
Yeah.
It's
Illusion.
and it's an illusion.
Mhm.
And amongst the illusion, the demons walk amongst us.
That is so true.
And
Mhm.
they're everywhere.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's the time of you got to step up and point them out.
You do.
ASAP. Doesn't matter if it's a politic. Doesn't matter what they are. You have to start pointing them out because they're fucking. It's game time.
Yeah.
It is game
It's
on,
game on.
isn't it?
Yeah. It's-
Game on.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you see your kids
Scary.
and what they're going through, and they don't even know what they are anymore,
Yeah.
how much longer you gotta wait?
Yeah.
How much longer you gotta wait?
And the fear, everybody, they put the fear in the parents, the fear of telling your child the truth.
It's not
We're
so.
afraid to tell them the truth.
It's not so.
Did you see The War on Children that Robbie Starbuck and his wife did, that documentary?
It's called the War on
It's called The
Children.
War
Yeah,
on
it's
Children.
excellent. We had him on to promote
Yeah.
it.
No, I
gotta.
gotta.
It's
I
brilliant.
Gotta watch it.
Definitely
it is
watch it.
brilliant.
I gotta watch that.
It's so calculated
Yeah.
because if the whatever they are, they're not even communists. They're Nazi communists, devil worshiper. There's a
Demons.
million. They're just
Demons.
evil.
Yeah.
Their number one thing is destroy the family unit because then you can do whatever you want, especially send the dad away. Like every imperial power, when it takes over a less powerful government or culture or people, the first thing they do is send the dads away. They either arrest them all, put them in prison, or make them go somewhere else to work. Because that leaves the mom and the kids for prey.
Mm-hmm.
And they're always preying on the kids.
Always.
Don't kid yourself.
Always.
War, to me, the reason they have war is so they can get at kids.
To get at the kids. I never understood that. And the first one that really, I have to say, it was one of those. There was a moment. Did you ever see the Trump and Hillary, where it was when they just finished their first debate, and there was I don't know if it was a fundraiser or whatever, and they're basically roasting one another.
Oh yeah, with the Jesuit priests.
Yes.
Yeah, with that Catholic group. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes. And Trump said something like, Hillary says, I can't do Trump. He says, takes a
Village.
village.
She's taken several.
And she would know that she took several in Haiti.
Yeah.
And
loved
the
it.
whole fucking room went. You saw all the whole.
The seething, the seething reptilians.
You saw Schumer go.
Yeah.
We must seize him.
Yeah.
He's been a mole. He's a Johnny Brasco. This motherfucker. Seize him. And it.
Well,
If you go again, here's what I love about Schumer, Amy's nephew, uncle, Amy Schumer's big fat Amy Schumer's big fat ugly uncle. He goes like this: "You want to come for the deep state? They have 7 ways from Sunday
Yeah, he's on
to
tape
get
saying it.
even with you."
Yeah.
This is our representatives.
And
Yeah,
nobody
on
blinks an
No,
eyelash.
everybody's like, "Oh, he's so right."
You should start off your podcast with that statement and just play it over and over again. I'm gonna do. We'll both do it. Where people forget he said that.
Yeah.
You want to mess with the deep state? We have 7 ways. We can bang you up the ass. We can poison you. Oh my God! Did you where? This is ships, aliens, war. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hear what this savage of humanity just said? This serpent of humanity.
How about Biden? I told him they got
He's
6
dead.
hours to can the guy, or they ain't getting the fucking money to kill the Jews in the Ukraine.
What? Dude, but
On tape.
here's the power.
And they're like, Trump was on the phone talking about that. He needs to be, what do they call it?
He got impeached for it.
Impeached. We're impeached, Nancy Pelosi.
They
fucking,
impeached him for asking about
what
it.
do you call it? Oh, what is she? What do I call her?
Nancy?
No, I have a whole name for her. Skeletor's wife.
Skeletor, I like that.
And she's Skeletor's wife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. She's the worst. I said me and her used to hang out. You know, when
Really?
I was a Democrat, but except for she would drink me on their table, and then start blowing guys, promising them if they voted for him, she'd give them a blowjob.
Who's this?
Pelosi.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Allegedly.
Are you?
No. Just the Bowery bombs. Just the bumps in the Bowery. She did blow them for votes. But she is just not a ladylike person.
That, and I got to be honest with you, it enrages me more when females
Me too.
are involved with evil shit.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You expect
Because
You
that, to
goddamn
me-
bitch. I'm like, I fought that fucking hard for you to take your candy ass up there and wipe out every other woman. Fuck you. You're getting the evil eye. You know, Judaism teaches us. Do you love how I did that? Judaism teaches us Jewish women that we are to not give the evil eye. We have to try everything within our power to not release this deep held hatred and evil eye that we have in us. We've got to get over it and replace it with love, but it is in there with this evil eye, especially when we see a Nazi or a freak or some kind of creep. We can't help it. We're like, and I've done it on this show. Here's what you're going to get.
It's scary.
And I've had to do it. I've had to do it to Nancy. And, you know, I try not to do it, but, you know, I believe any woman or mother worth her salt, you never need to hit your kids. You just give them the evil eye.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like this,
You don't need anything else out of that.
right? So
Yeah.
I think women need to be aware of their power of the evil eye and use it on these people that are trying to destroy women.
Yeah.
They're trying to erase women. How stupid and crazy can you be?
That's what drives me even crazier because I think women are the purity and they're goddesses. You give life.
Yeah.
You create life.
You'd think
and
somebody
that's
would fucking appreciate that, Jim.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart.
When they're evil.
Not only when they're evil, it's just where we're going, where it's like they've done everything they can to take that away from you, like
Yeah.
the motherhood, the power,
Mhm.
and the majestic.
The birthing people.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that
It
one-
doesn't
With our
get any more
chest feeding,
godly than that.
Our chest feeding. And you know what they call the vagina? The bonus hole. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And even the medical things, medical hospitals that do insurance, call the vagina the bonus hole.
Yeah.
They're all using that language from the
Can't call it a
trans.
vagina.
The trans have now co-opted language, and the word woman is out of the language.
Which is madness. It's complete
it
madness.
drives me out of my effing mind.
And I started thinking about,
But it's Satanism.
of course it is. All right, so when you think about all this, this is what my oldest daughter, as much as she, Dad, what you're saying is really, it's not very smart. You haven't been to college, and I'm more educated. She does hit me with huge surprise. She gave me this book, and it was called Ishmael. Ishmael. I'm like, what? I don't read books, and I don't. I'm horrible at books. I think I read Steve Martin's book, and I tried Ozzy Osbourne's book. Right, so that shows my book. I tried The Alchemist, and I fall asleep. I can't read this book. Ishmael was so incredible for me and life changing. It's something I've always felt in life. What I want to know is, when did we go as human beings from we're a tribe, we look after each other as a family, and there's all these little families. When did we go from that to,
You need a Bible and you need to go to school. Put on a tie. We need you in the classrooms at 6 to 4. We need to create a government and some tanks and this and that. And then we're going to create this and we're going to build.
when did we go from we breathe the air, we drink clean water, we look after each other, we have everything we need to eat and take care of one another,
Right.
to that's mine. And we're going to create corporations, and we're going to build schools, and we're going to need to educate you. You go to a tribe, they're not fucking educating you. They're educating you how to live life.
Yeah.
The spirit of life, your spirituality, how everything has a
Right.
meaning. The tree has a meaning. You cut the fucking tree down, you're cutting a soul.
Right.
And you have to understand what you're doing here. You know, like, well, we need more shoes and shit. So it's
Yeah.
That's to me is the biggest. And Ishmael, you know, and I go back and forth with my wife because she's Christian and she's Jesus and the book and da da da. And it was just funny because she's been the anchor of my life. But like, she'll listen to Christian music, and which I can't take. And, oh my God, every song. I was lost. Like, all right, I got it. 9 hours. Can we turn on some fucking Stones or something? Like, just for a minute? But how I don't. So what the book basically explains is it's all stories.
Cool.
It's all story. Everything we believe in is just at the end of the day, a story.
It is just a
Yeah.
story. Yeah.
It
And
is.
you can say the story was written 1 billion years ago.
Mhm.
It's time for a new story.
I think so too. Absolutely.
And it's time for a powerful, loving story. I started ending shows by going, "Hey man, tonight someone was diagnosed with cancer." The whole fucking room goes, and I go, and this one kid, he's now got Down syndrome, and he's in the audience too. And, blah, blah. And then I do like 3 or 4 where they're like, "Oh shit," and I go, so let's look after each other for those real problems and put aside all the little things we're labeling ourselves are, because they want us to kill each other.
yeah, they
Let's
do.
get back to humanity. And, you know, and I don't do it for I do it for the one person in the back of the room going, you know what, you're fucking right. And it was a struggle for me too. I have friends that are psycho-liberal.
Yeah.
And I can't where these are people I grew up and I'm like, so you're fucking, are you that fucking? And I'm like, what am I doing? What are we doing? What?
Yeah.
This is what they want.
Right.
What connects us? You know what? Mom's dying. I went through this with my parents. Let's concentrate on that. Let's concentrate on looking
Yeah.
after each other again. And I don't know what that move is, Roseanne, but it's got to come quick.
I think it is that what we have to be told and realize that, God, we have 99 things that we agree on and one thing we disagree on. Let's just put it aside for now. For now. We can come back to our hate and all that shit later.
Sure.
But let's put it aside for now when we're at this precarious point in our country and the world, because the world needs us. They need America.
Oh, they need America.
Let's put it all aside, come together, fix this, save this, because this means so much. Look at the people breaking down our doors to come here. They want to come here for something that we can't let disappear.
Mm-hmm.
We can't let them ruin it.
Well, I feel like that was the past, meaning you were coming here to get away, the Cubans and the Latinos. I mean, when you're in a fucking raft
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
with your children, you're coming from a horrible situation.
Right.
Something,
Mhm.
I mean, think about you taking your child. You're like, we don't know if we're going to live.
Right.
I think what's going on now,
It ain't that.
a whole different shebiggle coming our way as the big giant sleeps.
I
Yep.
think so too.
Oh, I
feels
know
like a
so.
Invasion.
I know so.
It's sleeper cells is what
It's
it
a
feels
full
like.
blown, in my
It's a
opinion, this is
military
an
move.
invasion.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before this is destroyed. I just went.
That's what we have to get together and do something about. We do. I think, to me, I think
But
I have the darkest vision. I think
What's
they're
yours?
importing Jew haters and Jew killers. That's what they're
Really?
bringing in. Yeah, that's what they're bringing in. ISIS. That's who they're bringing in.
But don't you think we were a big help of ISIS? Don't you think we create ISIS?
Oh yeah, we trained them over there to bring them here.
So we're part of the issue.
Iran
You know what I mean?
Contra. It's been since then. Train them to bring them here when we need to. Because what they do, these people that are at the top of everything, our owners,
Yeah.
all they do is look. They don't see people. They look at pools of capital,
Correct.
pools of money. Okay,
Like a
where
corporation.
is the? Yeah, they are corporate.
Yeah.
Where is the biggest pool of money? Because we got to go there and steal it. And how are we going to steal it? We're going to send in ISIS and our shock troops, just like Hitler did. Our ground troops, our brown shirts. They're going to terrorize everybody. We're going to get them round up and then raid their houses, steal their art, everything like that, kill them, send them away. That's what they do everywhere. That's what they do. Steal art, money, houses. That's what they do.
That's interesting.
That's what the owners of the world do.
You're
the
right.
Bank of International Settlements in Bern, Switzerland. They only care about art, money, currency, although they're in a currency war too. But, they see that America still has a fat middle class, so they're going to go there and steal them blind. They already stole the people of color working class blind. They got no money left. They gave that to their shock troops.
Mm.
They're replacing the American people. They don't like us because we're fat and we pray and cling to our guns and Bibles. They don't like none of us.
No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely
We
right.
got to go. We're in their way.
We are in their way.
We complain. We want medical care. We want days off. We're nothing but a pain in their ass. We're useless eaters.
That's
We're
interesting.
individuals. We're
And we
armed.
think, worst of all.
We're armed.
It's very interesting. And I thought of
And why wouldn't they want to come here when the girls are like, come on in, and they're half dressed. Come on in, we love you. And they don't think they're going to get, you're going to, like, Ziggy was here yesterday. She goes,
Ziggy.
you don't need to worry about Roe v. Wade. You're going to be raped and put in a concentration camp.
oh my God.
They don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. They have no freaking clue.
They're just privileged. Privilege kills. I've said that for a long time.
Oh, it murders. It's
Yeah, because
murder.
you don't see what's around you.
Right.
You're like, hey, I live in a nice place with nice things on the walls. I got no problems.
I have a friend, right? So we raised our kids in a nice area. I grew up blue collar,
Mhm.
and when blue collar, anyone who makes money that didn't have the money, they want to take care. Hey, if I drinks on me,
Right.
I got it. Don't worry about it. And we do that to kids, and then that's
Yeah.
this kid who we're good friends with them. I get a text from my wife. Holy shit! Emergency! Call now. Our kids are safe. No one died, but I need this. Oh shit! Long story short, a good friend of ours. Their kids, who are privileged kids. They're wet behind. They have no clue. They're just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, oh, we got a pool, we got a thing, a cleaner, and life is good. They go to the Dominican Republic to
Why?
spring break.
Oh, okay.
18 and over, you can drink,
Oh, okay.
and they lure the spring breakers. So and they don't go off the resort. Well, they're at the resort. And one guy kind of starts chirping and purposely starts going after this little group and then starts taking shots out. Bang, pang, boom. And next thing you know, security comes and the cops, and they go, hey, we want to take you kids. It's terrible what happened to you. Let's bring in the station so we can write a report. They bring them to the station, they throw them all in fucking jail.
Wow.
And then next thing, hey, man, fucking...
You want to
Dominican Republic, and then they notice security is the same people working at the prison, and they don't know they're being set. The point of the story is people have no clue.
Yeah,
all the workings that's going around them. You say with the privilege and all, they have no fun clue.
Super beets. We've been eating those super beets things.
Those human super beets, yeah, we got them in Texas. So
Yeah.
we've been traveling. It's just really hard sometimes to get these products to us because they're like, where are we sending it?
Well, I brought a whole fistful of these super beets, little candies. They're
They're this big.
You get into them, they're nice. They're chewy and cool.
Yeah, they're kind of good. Like they're healthy, but they're kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. Like if you have the fatty oral fixation you and I have, like we just want to eat candy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of
chewy candy,
chewy
not
candy.
the hard kind that
No.
breaks your veneers, which I've done over and over. And they told me to stop doing it, but I never did stop. And then I had to keep replacing
And
my
now you have a
veneers.
fake tooth. Do you want to show people your fake tooth or no?
Oh, I forgot to put my tooth in.
I see. I couldn't even tell. But no, the human super beets. They're like, oh God, what were those? That candy we had as kids that was so good. Starburst. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like Starburst.
It looks a little like that,
and it feels.
And
a
it
little
does
like
taste
that.
like a beet.
It does. It's like a beet Starburst.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we're selling it, but it's actually really good.
It is good.
And you can, you have them as a snack for fatties, but it's also really good heart health. Beets are very, very good for you, and it's not bullshit if you want to tell people.
Right? Paired with a healthy lifestyle, the antioxidants in super beets are clinically shown to be nearly 2 times more effective at promoting normal blood pressure than a healthy lifestyle alone.
Right.
So, double your potential with Super Beets Heart Chews. Get a free 30-day supply of Super Beets Heart Chews on all bundles and 15% off your first order by going to getsuperbeets.com and using the code Roseanne. That's getsuperbeets.com and using the code Roseanne.
They have no people today. Look at the ball games on. Oh, I can't wait for the Super Bowl. Hey, what's on NBC on Thursday night? Are they doing reruns of the fucking my favorite show? Oh my God, I'm fucking Kardashians. I love Taylor Swift. I gotta fucking keep on coming. Here's a gun. Here's a thing. And a fucking shit. It's just. No
Yeah,
clue.
I know. It's astounding. And Taylor, I'm glad you brought her up. What is
that?
Fuck?
What is that?
She came back different. Remember,
she
she
came back different.
She got the word.
She got visited for sure.
Oh, she came back a whole different. They all come
She's
back.
like, I like men now. Big, beefy men. Just like J-Lo. I came back to Ben Affleck. So I left because he cheated on me with all kinds of drunk strippers forever. But I came back to men. I married that short guy and had kids with him. But, you know what they say about short guys. But I'm back with Ben Affleck. I say Affleck.
It's mind-boggling.
He's a psycho, that Ben Affleck. He's a psycho.
I don't know anything about him, but he
walks around with J-Lo like this.
It always looks like he just got shocked.
Yeah.
Before it went down.
Probably did.
I love that you said you heard J-Lo was gay too. We all heard that.
Oh, I heard that
when she was
in the
dancing
90s.
on the
With the whole gun thing. There was a gun thing, and it was explained to me then that it's all a show. She's now going to blow up, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And he was explaining what Puff Daddy was in the community, and then there was a whole thing with Jay-Z, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, I thought, maybe because we're stoned, you know, the fuck he's talking about. And this also is a guy with a very well-known name, who was telling me at the time. And I was like, what? What? And yeah, society has no clue.
No.
They have no clue.
They
I
have-
just started showing. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I forget what I was.
Well, I was going to say, I tried showing my wife. We were good friends with Selma. I go, I just saw a picture of so and so, and I'm showing it to her, and he's got this.
The one eye.
He got the thing.
Mhm.
And now I freaked out because I'm a metalhead, so I used to always do this.
Mhm.
So
there's
people
probably
were like,
pictures of-
"Jim's in the fucking club." Like,
I know.
They do it to her all the time.
No, I like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, and it's fucking metal.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the beginning when all that shit went crazy, there was some fucking wackadoodles out there.
Absolutely. She gets it a lot because she did a picture where the photographer's like, hey, can you just do this? So she did
Yeah.
it. And now
I
they're
was
like,
doing
she's
this
part of.
thing, and she brings over this. It's a pin you put on your coat, and it looks like an eye. And she goes, "Can you hold this over your eye?" And I'm like, "Why would I want to do that?"
Huh.
Because it's stupid, right?
Well,
I'm like, "Why don't I just put it on my shirt?" No, put over your eye. I go, "Why?" She goes, "Everyone does it."
Yeah.
So I go, "Oh, okay." So I go like this, and they're like, "She's Illuminati."
She's controlled up. That's what you get
Yeah.
called. Anyway,
Well-
you were saying. Sorry.
Yeah, no. And I just took pictures for the first time, whatever. And the guy, I wasn't really thinking of it. He put antlers on my head. He's like, "Dude, it would really you look really funny." He's like, "You make all these faces," and he has it. And I'm waiting to see. And as he was taking the picture, I mean, I took many pictures. This is in Arizona. And then he had these like antlers. And he's like, "It's gonna look so funny and goofy." And then when I was done, I'm like, is he trying to?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Why the fuck would you put antlers on my head? What the
Because he's in the club.
Maybe.
And now he's in South America taking pictures. I'm like, is this going to cause a whole firestorm? But that's
Yeah,
That's
because
where
they
I'm-
get you tired.
But I
and
know
then-
I'm not, I ain't got to worry.
Yeah,
Right.
you're not.
I'm
bad.
not fucking worried.
No.
I did it too.
I wouldn't be
I'm like,
driving
I'm
a
not
Honda
gonna let
Insight.
them. I'm not going to let them say because I had black and white rug in my living room.
Oh, that was another one.
That they said.
Oh,
I'm
you have
Illuminati.
checkers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
She
not
likes
going to
Mackenzie.
go that far with their ass. They're
Yeah.
crazy.
They did that one too.
Do you remember the Floyd, one of the cops? It was going around where this comedian Ben Bailey was the cop. I'm like, are you guys, are you fucking, there's something.
What's that?
Ben Bailey's a comedian.
They're saying
I
he
know
was
who he is,
one of the
But
cops that
do you
nailed
remember the
on
one
Floyd.
cop that had his knee down?
Chauvin, right?
On
Chauvin?
Chauvin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it was all over the internet. It's Ben Bailey.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, are you?
I get those a lot.
Okay,
It's
so there's
really
a lot
them.
of you that
I get it.
you're completely out of your minds.
Completely ill.
Completely ill. Like, I know Ben Bailey. Ben Bailey's not the fucking fake actor cop
Yeah.
standing
Oh, I
on the
see what
guy.
they're saying.
It's not him, dummy.
You know what? It does something to you to get that self-righteous indignation and rage, because we talked about anger. But when you feel that anger rising, it kicks in some kind of chemical that makes you feel good for a little while,
Yes,
and then you
I
feel
love-
like shit
And you feel
after.
like shit.
It's like, why did I give in to that devil thing? But they love going from that rage to the next rage to the next rage.
Yeah.
So they have to get that rush,
Yes.
that chemical rush. So they just invent it with shit. Well, that's a black and white floor. How dare you? They just have to invent their
Or the
rage.
Candace slap last week. A lot of them did that when you were critical of what Candace said about Israel. They same triggers, same
Yeah,
reaction.
they're
I'm just
just
talking about
like
her social
libtards.
media crowd. Yeah, they're no different than the people they say they can't
They
stand.
trigger my rage, and
Yeah.
I get high.
It's brainwashing.
Sickening.
Well,
So-
it's part of the MK Ultra shit. I think.
I don't know if you want to hit on this, but
What?
are you getting ready to roll?
Mm-mm.
Okay. When you started just speaking your mind. I don't even call it speaking out. Speaking your mind.
Mhm.
And a couple of us started speaking our mind. Certain people definitely start coming your way in certain crowds and all that jazz. I found that, I'll word this the right way. Did you find like even when you speak your mind, you have to be careful who's starting to show up at the door.
Yeah, you do.
And they say like, "Oh, I love what you're doing and fucking thing," and you're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know if I trust you either.
Yeah.
I think you're in it just for either the publicity or you work on the other side
Yeah.
and you're one of them sent to look after.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you?"
Moth.
I've always been a non-team.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to be on nobody's team.
When I was in high school, I hung out with everybody. I was with the jocks. I was with the stoners. I was with the metalheads. I was with the dorks. I was with the dweebs. And everyone had something to offer. But I never was like, I'm a jock. And even the last couple of years, I noticed they're trying to lump me into like, you're this. I'm like, I'm not of that. I'm a fan of most of it, but don't
Yeah, I'm not that.
label, because I don't know if I
get
trust
it.
you either.
Yeah, when they try to slap that label on you, like I said, you know what? Don't call me a conservative. I'm a radical constitutionalist.
I like that.
See?
And that's what it is.
It
it's
is
that simple.
Don't try to get me.
It's not even radical.
No.
Constitutionalist.
Right.
Yeah, it's the opposite of radical.
Okay, but don't try to lump me into something you can use for fundraising.
Correct.
Right. I'm for the constitutional republic.
Correct.
That's what we're supposed to be in. But y'all stole it from us, so what are we going to do about it?
What are we
They
going to do?
stole it from us.
They completely stole it.
We got to get it back.
I didn't know history until, and now as I'm speaking, what we talked about before is like, why'd they create all this? Is to keep you constantly in the dark.
Yeah.
When you learn history, you learn the Constitution. But I started thinking, now if we fought the British because they were so evil, which they were, then why the fuck are we best friends with them? When did we
Because
become?
they took us back in 1812.
Right, like
We
when
had to sign up again. They took our constitution away.
and that's what nobody.
They don't
We
know
did this
it.
with Derek Johnson
And
yesterday.
they put in the Federal Reserve.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows. Then who wrote the history books? Who writes
Them.
our education?
Right.
Who writes all this if we don't even know that shit?
Right.
And then, I'm starting to learn with World War II, like the Nazis never surrendered. The
No.
Germans never surrendered.
We
No,
talked
they
about it
came
Just
here.
the Japanese.
Right.
Yeah, they came here.
And not only they came here, we brought them.
That's right. And they took over our medical and
So who
our
are we?
space.
Right.
So who the fuck are we?
I know
Right.
who we are.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who are we?
We are a captured operation.
Yes. Yes. So how do you break from that?
And-
Is there a break from it?
I think there is. It's education. And a lot of people are smart now. A lot of people are getting smarter every day. A lot of people will watch this and not know what the fuck we're talking
Oh,
about.
there's
But a lot will.
correct.
A lot more.
Paul
will.
Revere.
Yeah.
He didn't have to tell everyone. The ones that woke up knew to.
Right.
I read something. You'll love this because I loved it. That revolutions are won with less than 2% of the population buying in. Didn't we just hear that yesterday?
Yeah, and we've talked about it before. Yeah. It's
We
not a
don't need
mass movement.
100%.
No. What do they call it?
Only the smartest will do it, and we are doing it.
And it's the hungry dogs. The hungry
Mhm.
dogs fight
Yeah.
to the death.
No, we're
I heard a
linking up.
phrase from. I've never met Joey Diaz. I don't know anything about Joey Diaz.
I don't know.
He's a comedian.
Oh.
He said something. It's so street, but it makes all the sense in the world. He's like, you could change everything with just 3 motherfuckers. You don't need an army. You don't need 3 motherfuckers.
I love
can
it.
get some serious shit. And it was such a. I mean, I grew up
Uh-huh.
with a lot of guys like that. I was like, wow, that's
It's true.
that's powerful. It's like you don't need an army. You just need a small percentage that's willing
Of
to.
focused.
It's Star Wars.
Because it is Star Wars. And it's like this country. I mean, it was like a very small band of brothers with some of their wives and women involved that changed everything in the whole wide world. The whole world, just a small group that pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their futures to each other for just law. That's how we got America, was just law that would keep living and remain just, even if it was unjust. It had the technology embedded within it to make even the most unjust laws eventually just. That's what's so great about our system. We're the ones that outlawed slavery, but they never say that.
They never say that.
They never tell us the truth about anything because they want us just dumb idiots that'll go like you do, you know. White people are all racist.
They're all supremacist. Oh my God.
It's the last fucking thing on earth that's true.
How many times did you hear
They all
whites?
voted for Obama. How can you say that? Twice. How can you say that? You're so fucking stupid.
I love all the words. They have the same set words and don't even know they're doing it. White supremacist. White supremacist. They're fucking cockatoos. They watch the TV and
they don't even know what it means.
they don't know anything. It's
And they're in charge.
It's
That's
frightening,
so
and
upsetting.
it's
They're in charge.
We have to take power from them back. That's what's so sad.
Well, we have. I'm saying right now, because I'm glad your wife's a Christian, because that means she prays and I pray. And so I'm saying this prayer right now, which is off the charts, because here we are doing dirty jokes and all. But I'm saying we are going to change things with this broadcast, because I'm really feeling
Me too.
we're putting the pedal to the metal with this podcast, and I'm thanking you so much.
Oh man,
Yeah, I'm
thank you.
feeling
How
it big
fun
time.
is it?
This was
We got to do
awesome.
more of these. I think we should do a show where we get all the people who are not woke and pissed and do a stand-up, you know, like they
Yes,
do that Kings
please.
of Comedy thing.
Yes,
Where there'd be a whole bunch of us and we'd do a few dates
I
and
would
just fucking knock it
knock
out,
the
you know?
shit out of them. I'm in on that.
Hell,
You want to
yeah.
do it?
Any day of the week
Okay,
with you.
let's plan it.
You guys should also do a podcast together.
I know, I'd
I would
love
jump
to do
in
that.
whenever you want. I'll fly to where
step
you
out and
at.
let you have it.
I love you. You are so smart.
I love you too.
You are so smart. We're going to have fun tonight, and I love hearing you're not sober.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not sober.
Well, you
Some
can
people
have
think I'm
one
sober.
drink.
There, I can tell because my wife is sober and she's
She'll
like
watch out for
constantly
you.
designated driver.
She'll take us all back.
She'll watch out for all of us.
Yeah, because I'm
She'll
not
watch out
sober.
for us.
All right.
She will.
Thank you, Jim. That was
Thank
Thank
for
you.
coming.
This was amazing. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you see